Hey, what's up, Photo Collab family? Today I want to go over a very basic but important subject, which is the three characteristics of light. This is super important to know because the quality of light can affect any number of things in your photography, from clarity to tone to emotion and so much more. And also, well, without light, you can't have a photograph. Okay, so lighting characteristic number one is quantity or intensity of light. So the intensity of light just means how bright or dark a light source is. The amount of light hitting your sensor will determine your exposure. Let's just say you're taking some photos indoors where the light is relatively dim. Then you walk outside and the sun is really bright. You will have to take note of the difference of light quantity and change your exposure according to the different lighting situations. And this is also important when using artificial light sources, such as a Fresnel light, because the intensity of light will determine how far back you can place your light from your subject and how much diffusion you can place on the light before it starts affecting your exposure. Okay, so lighting characteristic number two is quality of light, the light quality. So this is super important. The quality of light is determined by how hard or soft a light source is and its contrasted characteristics. So just how the quantity determines brightness and darkness, quality determines the difference between highlights and shadows. Hard light is when a light source hits the subject from nearly the same angle. The light source has high contrast and the edges of the shadows are well defined. Where soft light is when light is scattered and hits the subject from multiple angles, the shadows will be less defined. Size of the light source also affects the quality. The smaller the light source in relation to the subject, the harder the light quality will be. And the larger the light source is in relationship to the subject, the softer the light quality will be. So also the distance of the light will also determine the light quality. The nearer a light is to the subject, the softer the light will be, and the farther away a light is, the harder it will be. Okay, so I think the best example would probably be the sun. The sun is huge, but since it is so far away, it is a small light source in relationship to the earth. So, since the sun is a smaller light source, when its light hits a subject directly, the quality of light will be hard, creating hard shadows and contrast. But when the sun is covered by clouds, the clouds act as a large diffusion. And since the clouds are closer to the earth than the sun, the clouds are larger in relationship to the earth, making it a softer light source. Also, the clouds scatter the sunlight when hitting it, causing the light to fall from all sides and evenly distribute, leaving no sharp shadows, making a nice, soft light source. This also works in studio. If you have a light source with no modifier, it will be a harder light source, and the larger the modifier, the softer the light quality will be. Okay, so the last and third characteristic of light would be color or color temperature of light. So let's get into it. Color temperature is a visual change of warmth or coolness of a source of light, and is measured in degrees of Kelvin on a scale from 1000 to 10,000. The lower the number, the more orange it is, and the higher the number, the bluer or cooler it is. So here's a quick example. When metal is heated, the color of light it projects will change over time. In the beginning stages, it is red, and as it is heated, it will change to orange, yellow, white, and then blue. You can also see the variations of light just by lighting a lighter. You can see the color spectrum when looking at the flame. In general, orange and red colors like the flames at a campfire or an old tungsten light bulb are considered warm tones. And the bluish colors like light from a fluorescent light bulb or an overcast sky are considered to be cooler tones or bluer tones. So how does this translate to video and photography? Well, higher Kelvin color temperatures such as 3600 to 5600 Kelvin are considered bluer or cooler light. So within your camera, you will just have to match your color temperature settings to the surrounding light sources. So if you're in a room with a fluorescent light or outside during high noon, your camera white balance settings will most likely be between 4500 Kelvin and 6000 Kelvin. I guess a good example would be the light I'm using right now above me. It's 5600 Kelvin, so I set my camera to it, and that's how I get my white balance. And vice versa, the lower the color temperature, the warmer or more orange the color of light will be. So if you're indoors with a tungsten light source on a film set using a Fresnel, your Kelvin will be probably like 3200 Kelvin. Actually, it will be 3200 Kelvin. So in conclusion, the quantity of light will determine your exposure. The quality of light determines contrast and characteristics between your highlights and your shadows, and the color temperature or the Kelvin determines your white balance. Now that you understand the 3 lighting characteristics, you can use these tools to determine what moods you may want to create in your next photo shoot or video shoot. So, question, what's your favorite lighting technique? Do you like using soft or hard light? Go ahead and share your ideas in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and join the Photo Collab family and hit the like button to turn it pink or blue or black, red? Well, hit it and you'll find out on your own. And after subscribing, be sure to check out our video library on our YouTube channel, where we have lots of tutorials which are free to the public to help you expand your photography knowledge. Well, that's all I have, folks. Until the next video, have a great day. I am out.